Hi there and welcome to Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Click that little notification bell as well. Well, here we are in Ferryland and what a time we're having. I'm steaming out. I just met this fella here. He's going to make sure that I have a wonderful visit to Ferryland. John said, have you got any fish yet? And I said, no, not yet. And he said, well, come on, let's get out fishing. Took me out first thing in the morning. Sun was just coming up. Here we go. This is the best time of the day for fishing and we're steaming out. Wow, there's the Ferryland lighthouse. There's John. What a guy. This guy knows how to fish. Look at that codfish. Wow. Some of his buddies were out there and gave us a yell. Puffins flew by. Well, look at this guy. We drove by the puffin sanctuary. The whales were out there flashing their tails, steaming off and spouting water. The humpbacks are there. Look at the head of the whale. There he's blowing off again. There's the whale tail taking a dive. From what I understand, they come up and down chasing capelin, and that's how they catch them. You just see the tail. There's the back of the whale. Another whale tail over there. There were lots of whales today. I was so lucky to get out there and get these photographs. You can tell one whale from another by the tail. That's how the people that follow the whales keep tracking them. Here we're coming back in again now. Day is over. I was soaking wet. My camera was soaked. As soon as I got the camera out of the case, it started shooting pictures. I had to take it apart and put it on the dash. Lots of whales right off the shore here from Ferryland. I'm shooting these from the shore. The whales are coming right in after the capelin. Look at that tail. I was so lucky to get these photographs, I'm telling you. Wow. We had some fish, so we cut it up and cooked it up, and it was marvelous. It was really good. There's nothing like fresh fish right out of the ocean. Throw it on the pan with some butter and some flour and whatnot. Mary cooks them up. They're just great. Now I'm back in the office, and we're going to make some prints. Made some test prints previously. Now the full-size prints are rolling off. Well, these are only like 16 by 24 and 16 by 20. They're not really big prints, but they're going to be nice anyway. I'm very excited to see this whale tail on paper. I'm printing on Epson canvas, Epson signature-worthy canvas satin. Yeah, this is the satin canvas, which is a bit of a... There's the print. Wow, look at that photograph. I'm so pleased with what Mary did with this. Now I'm down in my workshop, cleaning up my bench a little bit. There's the prints. Going to trim them to size here, cut them down. Then I have to put some mounting tissue on the back of them so I can dry mount them to foam core. You want to cut them pretty close to size so you don't waste too much materials. So here my prints are getting ready. Putting the mounting tissue on the back, I'm using Bien Fang film, which is archival. Here I'm tacking a little piece on. You wouldn't be able to get away with this if you were using glossy paper, but with the canvas, you can splice it together on the back as long as you're really, really careful, and you'll never see where it joins. Here we go. Now I'm putting them in the press. My press is heated to 190 degrees. It's been dried out. Put them in there for 2 minutes on an impression. I'm using foam core, so it's 2 pieces of board with a little foam in between. It's acid-free archival materials. It's expensive, but it's well worth it. When you look at what the extent you're going through to make these photographs, to go out and take them costs a lot of money, and then process them. Everything is expensive, so you want to use good quality materials. I'm trimming the board to size now. You want to be really careful with this. You don't want to get blood all over your prints and have to make them over again. So I'm trimming the last cut here. There, it's trimmed to size. Now I'm going to pop it in the press just to make sure it's sealed right out to the edges. And I'm going to do it in 2 sections so that it's doubly, triply sure that we're good. You don't want anything unpeeling afterwards when you're done. I'm using some silicone release paper here so the canvas doesn't stick to anything. You want to keep it really clean too. You don't want any dirt getting in there. Moving it over for the second press this time. Another 2 minutes and it'll be done, and it'll be sealed on there for the next 150 years. It should be good. 2 minutes is up. Open the press, pull out the print, give it a final inspection. I'm mean, I know it's going to be good anyway. Look at that. Wow, I'm so proud of this print. I'm just so happy. I was just so lucky to meet up with John, and he treated me so good. He treated me like family. Took me out there, got some fish, cleaned the fish up, and I cooked them. Here we go. Putting the points on the back. I'm using a Fletcher point driver. The Fletcher point driver does a really nice job of this. Now I'm going to do the owl. I shot this owl with a 150mm f2 lens on my Olympus with a 2x adapter. Now we're going to cut the frame. I had the frame for the whale tail. I had that from the past, but I had to make a frame for the owl. So I'm going to make a 16x24. I think it's 16x24. So you cut the long pieces first, the 24-inch sections first. Everything is still in inches in my photography and framing. So I hear these sizes like A2 and A3 and A4, and I don't really know what they mean, but I just work in inches and I don't have any problems here. Everything has been like this forever, so it's forever for me. Had a brief foray with the metric system. Now I'm cutting the rest of the molding to size. You want to be really careful with this machine. Those blades are razor sharp and they'll take your thumb off in a blink of an eye. So you want to know where both your hands are before you step on that pedal. And you don't want to brush your hand past the blades either, because they'll slice you just like a razor blade. So I got 2 pieces cut there. I cut the long pieces first. The theory is that if you make a mistake, you can cut the long pieces into shorter pieces, but you can't cut the shorter pieces into long pieces. I'm not sure why that is. It's something to do with physics. So here we go. Another cut. And I think I need like one more. No, I'm done. That's the only thing about making picture frames, is you wind up with these little pieces left over that you put on the shelf and never seem to be able to use them. That one should be able to be used, though. It's a pretty good size. The Morso chopper is one heck of a machine. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the molding pieces here, a little bit of quick drying glue, specially made for picture frames. I get it from my frame supplier. Then I smear the glue around a little bit, like you want to have enough on there. You don't want too much glue really gums things up. You just want the right amount. Rub it in good into the grain of the wood. Now we're ready. Here's the Cassisi V-nailer, which uses V-nails to hold the frames together. I put the long side on the left, so my 24-inch piece goes there, my 16-inch piece goes on the right, and I make sure we're getting a nice tight fit. Now that it looks good, make sure where the nails are going to go. Now I put this locking block in place, and not when you step on the pedal, it pulls it really tightly in. First thing it does is pull it tightly into the corner, then the V-nail comes up from underneath. I usually use 3 V-nails on the back. Now you open it up and you take a look and you'll see that the frame is nice and tight. Another piece now, you used the long one on the left and then the short one. Now we need another long piece. It's not that hard to keep track of. You just watch what you're doing, away you go. Get going really fast. I can make a picture frame in about 11 minutes now, when it used to take me a long time. Let me tell you, it's a lot easier now with this machinery. Although it's hand operated, hand and foot pedal operated. Had to make a little adjustment to some things. Now I'm coming back for the last piece here. Put the frame in. This is sort of a U-shaped piece. Now it's a bit hard to hold that up by hand, but it can be done. If it was much bigger than this, I'd have to move the table over and use the table to support the molding. I always threatened to build a special table where this Cassisi V-nailer would fit right on the corner and it would be so easy to use, but I'm doing different things all the time. Sometimes I'm shooting in the studio, sometimes I'm making prints. I'm never really doing just one thing specifically, so things have to get moved out of the way sometimes. It's a bit complicated. So there you go, we got the 4 corners made. There's my owl. I love that shot too. It's such a lucky shot. Fella came and told me where he knew there was an owl and we should go out there and photograph it. He said if we got some brown mice, we could throw them out on the snow and get the owl flying down, but we didn't really want to start doing mouse sacrifices to the owl god, so we didn't do it. Wow, I'm quite happy with this anyway. It's a very sharp picture. Put the Fletcher point in the back again with my Fletcher point driver. Used to use nails for that, and it was so hard to push them in with the pliers and break your hands. Look at that, wow. I'm really pleased. Both of these photographs make me very happy. I'm just so pleased with them, I can't say it enough. Now, we're going to seal the back of the photographs so you don't have spiders or anything making a little nest in the back there. They just love to go in the back of photographs and lay their eggs in there, so I usually put the seal on the back. Keeps everything. This is ATG double-sided tape. I don't have a gun for it. I figured it'd be just something else to lose, so I just put it on by hand. I've seen lots of framers do it this way. You put it down and then you peel the tape off. Then I get my big roll of paper, which I used to have on a roller, but I don't anymore. I just do it by hand. This works out very well like this. Roll it on the back like that. Smooth it on. Then I take a yellow knife, the Olfa knife, and cut the paper off. Then fold it around, and I have a special blue knife that cuts it right to the edge of the frame on the back. Put a nice new sharp blade in there, and away you go. It makes a very neat job of the back of the photographs. Just pull that along, and the plastic slides along the edge of the frame. And you can do this by hand with the yellow knife, but it puts a wear mark on your fingers from the paper, so I like to use this tool instead. Easier to buy a new tool than it is to buy new fingers. So there it is. Wow, nice frame job. Really good. Now the thing is, how are you going to hang it up? So I have to measure the back. I measure it, divide by 3, get 8 inches or whatever it was to make my mark on the back. Then I get 2 D-rings and 2 screws. Wow. And then I get my electric drill here, my little Bosch drill. Got some wire there, my wire cutters. Gotta find the drill. Where is it? There it is. Now I got it. It was on the bench all the time. Well, no, it really wasn't. Now here we go. Put the rings in. Boom, boom, like that. Then I put the wire through, wrap it through, tie a little knot, and then wind the excess around like that. Cut it off on the other side. Same thing. Drive it through, make a little knot, wrap the excess around. Wow, there you go. There's my owl. Now I'm really happy with this. It was a bright sunny day. Wow, beautiful sunny day. I might have used a polarizer, I don't remember. Special thanks to a very wonderful fellow that I met in Newfoundland, in Ferryland, my whale shot. John took me out on the ocean and made sure I got some wonderful photographs. I had a great time out there fishing with him, caught 7 fish, took care of dinner, got some wonderful whale shots, some puffins and all kinds of things. It was great. So there you have the whale tail, lighthouse in the back, some gulls, little water dripping down off the whale tail. I'm very, very pleased with this photograph. It's printed on Epson canvas, satin canvas. It's archival. It's good for 100 or 150 years. I'm very proud of this photo. So thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Come on back again real soon.